This week on the Presidential Diary, President Akufo-Addo's 3-day tour of the Greater Accra region started on Wednesday the 8th of November, reiterating the commitment of his government towards the rapid development of the country. Also, President Akufo-Addo tours the Accra Compost and Recycling Plant at Ajin Kotoku in Accra, noting that entrepreneurs have to be at the forefront of the socio-economic transformation of the country. This is the Presidential Diary, brought to you by the Communications Directorate at the Presidency. Hello, I'm Jefferson Saki at the Flagstaff House in Accra, and you're welcome. President Nana Akufo-Addo on Friday the 10th of November 2017 expressed satisfaction with the operations of the Accra Compost and Recycling Plant at Ajin Kotoku here in Accra. The President was inspecting the site of the waste treatment and fertilizer plant station as part of his 3-day tour of the Greater Accra region. The President arrived at the Accra Compost and Recycling Plant, the first state-of-the-art waste sorting and compositing plant in the country and in West Africa, established to collect, sort and process solid and liquid waste to produce compost for agriculture as well as horticultural purposes in the country. The plant was incorporated in 2011, but commercial operations commenced in 2012. Welcoming the President to the site was the Executive Chairman of the Jospong Group of Companies, Dr. Joseph Siang Ejapong. He says the company has invested some $98 million in 3 different waste processing facilities across the country, employing about 700 permanent workers.
Great leaders inspire their followers by their vision, and their followers move and are urged on to achieve it. There's a saying that if you want to, what will the youth of a country looks up to? They look up to a leader, and their leader brings them a future. This statement is achievable and is urging all the practitioners in the waste management to ensure that we achieve. And we, Zoom Lion and myself, humbly want to pledge that if I'm not able to help to achieve this, I'm a disgrace as a leader in the waste management sector. And I also want to make a pledge that whatever it takes, humanly possible, to achieve this. Your Excellency, I'm committed.
I think what we're witnessing here, and it is something that all of us should remark, is the modern way of providing service. The collaboration between the state and the private sector to deliver public goods. And in this case, one of the most important in any city is sanitation. We're not quite sure how many people live in this city now, but it could be anything between 5 to 7 million people. That's a lot of people. And if we don't have an efficient modern way of dealing with waste disposal, then we get into a city that could have major troubles of hygiene, of egress, of cleanliness. This facility is an eye-opener for me about what is possible. What, first of all, the collaboration can do. And also, we have confidence in Ghanaian entrepreneurs. What with encouragement, the proper policy framework, is possible. I believe strongly that the Ghanaian business class, private sector, entrepreneurs have to be in the forefront of the social and economic transformation of our country. This sort of facility, seeing it work in detail like I've been shown today, is extremely encouraging. So I want to congratulate you. Yeah. Congratulate you on the work that you're doing and bringing to bear efficient, modern models of sanitation, disposal, enrichment. I'm particularly excited by the idea that out of here too, you make an important contribution to our balance of payments by being able to export products out of here, neighboring countries and afar. We have to encourage you. When you are in the forefront of doing things like you are, you'll be the subject of controversy. It goes with the territory. But I know you a little bit. I know you're capable of handling the controversy and staying focused. I'm very happy I've come here today to see what I've seen here today. And thank you for the time and all the staff and the work that you're doing. The country is grateful to you. Thank you.
Early on Wednesday, the 8th of November, the President visited the site of the Tema port expansion project, where he reiterated the commitment of his government towards the rapid development of the country, which will put Ghana onto the path of progress and prosperity during his tenure of office. The Tema port expansion is a $1.5 billion project. It will improve Ghana's trade competitiveness, facilitate trade growth, and improve revenue mobilization. The project, when completed, will also allow the Tema port to accommodate some of the world's largest container ships and improve cargo handling services and capacity. As part of his Greater Accra regional tour, President Akufo-Addo inspected the facility, describing the project as an exciting development in Ghana, and assured the partners of the project of government support to assist them in fulfilling their contractual obligations and bringing the project online. While in Tema, the President interacted with officials of the Ghana Revenue Authority, noting that his government's vision of building a progressive and prosperous Ghana depends very much on the work being undertaken by the authority.
The authority can confidently say that it is on course, thanks to the introduction of the three major initiatives of the government announced by His Excellency the Vice President in May 2017 to ensure trade facilitation and revenue maximization. The initiatives included removal of all internal customs barriers, paperless clearance process, interagency joint inspection, to reduce cost and time of doing business at the Tema and Takoradi ports, to introduce electronic exchange of trade documents and data among the stakeholders in the clearance process, to induce convenience in port operations, to operate in line with international best practices. The initiatives were rolled out on 1st of September 2017, and though it came up with its anticipated challenges, we can confidently say that most have been surmounted. The year 2017 started in terms of revenue collection on a negative note. However, with the introduction of the software changes by October 2017, the trend, which hitherto was going downwards, has seen a remarkable positive improvement. Currently, we have collected 86% of our estimated revenue target for 2017. That is with respect to the Customs Division. With the deployment of the enhanced systems, we hope to achieve our revenue target by the end of the year. May I once again seize the opportunity to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to meet with us.
Never forget where we are coming from as a nation. It's not by accident that we were the first of the black nations of the world to become free from European colonialism. It's not an accident. It's because generations of Ghanaians have thought and worked and mobilized to bring us to where we are today. We have a very proud past. But what will make that proud past count is if we have a prosperous and rich future. So I came today to come and say that the work that I'm doing, the work that my government is doing, the work that our nation is doing, depends so much on you. If you are able to meet our revenue targets, it means that we can then finance the expenditures that we need to do in our social sector, for our education, for our housing, for our health. It means that we will then also be able to invest in those parts of our economy that we need to invest in to grow our economy, our industry, our trade, our agriculture. So the work that you're doing is so central and so important to the prospects of Ghana. And that's why I wanted to use this opportunity to come, to speak to you, and encourage you that together, if all of us have this attitude, that the time has come for us not to chop Ghana small, but to make Ghana great. If that is where we all of us are, we're going to build a Ghana that is going to be the wonder of the world. And then the world is going to see that, yes, there are Africans who are capable of doing it. So, I want my government and you to be partners, sincere, active collaborators and partners, cooperating to build the Ghana of our dreams.
The Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, has inaugurated a new driver's license and vehicle registration smart card that will revolutionize the road sector in the country. The two smart cards will facilitate the activities of the DVLA and improve its service delivery to the public. The new license contains a contactless chip loaded with the owner's biodata and the driver's personal information for secure identification.
It is estimated that road transportation carries approximately 98% of the passengers and freight traffic in the country, with available information indicating that the national targets for growth and poverty reduction rely heavily on the effectiveness of this sector. At the heart of this system lies the vehicles we drive and those who drive them. This allocates an even more critical role to DVLA in our national development and growth efforts. There is no doubt we face a number of challenges, many of them interrelated. There are fake licenses, fake roadworthy stickers, fake number plates, fake documents. All these lead to security threats and massive revenue shortfalls to government. There are also the problems that people encounter when trying to obtain a driver's license or even to renew an existing driver's license. Not too long ago, my good friend, John Benjamin, former British High Commissioner to Ghana, on his return to England, went and renewed his driver's license, and then posted on a Facebook and told us how easy it was for him to do so in England, and therefore was giving us an uppercut. It was a subtle jab at us, and I did take it personally. And so today I would like to say to John Benjamin that change has come. And I would like to invite him to come and test our services at DVLA again. Because with this new process that has been put in place in DVLA with these two smart cards for the driver's license and the vehicle registration card, it means that practically it should take anybody a maximum of 2 or 3 to 3 weeks maximum now to obtain a driver's license in Ghana. 2 to 3 weeks. And once you've passed your test, if you opt for the premium service that they are offering you, you should get your driver's license in 1 day. And that is remarkable progress. Ladies and gentlemen, the theme for today's launch, transforming driver and vehicle licensing through people, processes, and technology, summarizes what the DVLA has done in the past months and years. Beginning with the introduction of these smart cards, DVLA must move to providing secure payment options with several variations to its clients. And we heard the MI's director tell us that they are already in the process so that the online payment options will become very friendly for people who use the system. His Excellency the President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has been categorical about his unwavering desire to see the country's economy transform under his leadership, and we are working day and night to ensure this happens to the benefit of the people of Ghana who have reposed their confidence in the government. Ladies and gentlemen, as part of the transformation agenda, we have set out to ensure the formalization of the economy. Several initiatives have been taken in this direction to ensure every Ghanaian and foreigner resident in Ghana is appropriately identified in this country and offered unparalleled opportunities to do business in Ghana. We have launched the National Identification Project, the Paperless Port Project, e-procurement at the Public Procurement Authority, e-business registration and certification at the Registrar Generals, the National Digital Property Addressing System, and today the Smart Driver's License and Smart Vehicle Registration Cards. Ghana is definitely on the road to modernization.
You're watching the Presidential Diary, brought to you by the Communications Directorate at the Presidency. Here are some more engagements of the President. On Monday, the 6th of November, President Akufo-Addo met with members of the National House of Chiefs in Kumasi, the Ashanti regional capital.
Your Excellency, your visit is very important for us. We feel highly honored and we are very grateful. Let me use the opportunity to thank you for the warm reception you gave to a delegation from this house during a visit to you at the Flagstaff House on February 7, exactly 9 months ago. During that visit and on many other occasions, you acknowledged the important role of chiefs in the nation's development process and expressed your commitment to working with Nananum to bring development and happiness to the people.
Giving our country good governance has meant that government has begun to fulfill the pledges we made to the Ghanaian people. We have proven that they were not mere rhetoric or campaign talk. Neither were they meant to deceive the people of Ghana into voting for us, nor to score cheap political points. We made these pledges because we believe they represent effective vehicles for the rapid development of our country. By all accounts, the fulfillment of these pledges is being felt in all parts of our country and in your respective jurisdictions. You would recall that in the 2016 manifesto of the New Patriotic Party, we made a pledge to increase the monthly allowances paid to chiefs and the quarterly budgetary support to the traditional councils and houses of chiefs. The allowances for paramount chiefs and queen mothers of the national and regional houses of chiefs have been increased by 100%, and payments by government are up to date. As I speak, the fourth quarter allowances are being processed. Quarterly budget support to traditional councils and houses of chiefs has also been increased by nearly 60%. I am aware that there are other issues of infrastructure and logistics that continue to give you problems. They are all being addressed, and the Chief of Staff of the Office of the President is working hard to resolve problems of mobility that you have in this house so that you can have the cars you need to do your work.
And on that note, we end today's edition of the Presidential Diary, brought to you by the Communications Directorate at the Presidency. Log on to www.presidency.gov.gh and the other social media platforms on Facebook, Twitter, as well as on Instagram. I'm Jefferson Saki. See you next time.